Let me show you guys what I got locally today. I wanted to start off with this C. Hammond, a number one. Not sure if you guys could see these. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting. Uh, oh, shiny? Not shiny. Shiny? Not shiny. I can really see not much. So this is a number one half hatchet, just a regular half hatchet C. Hammond. I didn't vinegar bath it, but my pal gave me this. I'm gonna have to figure out what to give him back. It's got a little like funk in the eye. You can see like a little something happening there and forge weld there in the front, but perfectly fine. I'm not going to use it. I have plenty of half hatchets if I want to use them. And here's one I already had. This is shingling hatchet, and it's a number two. Oh man, how do I make you guys see? How do I give you guys eyes? Oh, there we go. Had to get closer. So yeah, this is a cool one, isn't it? Number two. I guess it means 2 pounds. I'm not sure. I know there's a 000, and I think there's a 00 as well. So what else did I get? This is how you'll find stuff: broken handle, hatchet, fatty, a big old fat hatchet. So this is gonna be great. Oh God, they really thin the hell out of this. That is basically flat on the right side. Can you see that? Man, they fucked this thing up. I didn't notice that. They fucked this up. May as well be a carving hatchet now. I could tell that there was some grinding done. You could see, well, you could see it like kind of here, but I didn't know it was that bad. So hopefully the steel's still all right. You're always um, you're always risking bad steel. Now, I bought this just to sell at the flea market. Pretty much, my pal lets me sell at his table sometimes, and he has a really good strategy. Maybe I'll even give him this. Honestly, I'll probably just give him this. He has a good strategy for selling half hatchets. Now, if you guys are used to eBay selling, way different than a flea market. It's very different, guys. You can get something at the flea market for cheap. That doesn't mean you can then go sell it at that same flea market for 500% more. I mean, you can sometimes, but most of the time, most things are not worth hundreds of dollars. So here's another one I got. The last one I got, really. Here's a little round lug plum jersey. Probably a plum. I don't see any markings on it, but look at this. Is it loose? It's not too loose, but really, really badly um, shaped handle. You can see all the space in the back of the eye. Not the back, the sides of the eye, I guess. Kind of closer to the back, though. Hope you could see that. It's pretty bad. Anyway, one reason why I wanted this is because the handle's also beautiful, and doesn't look like it'll be too hard to take out. As you can see, can we do it with this? The thing about these nail pullers is that they're not very thin. This is, from what I heard, what half hatchets were used for in like the 60s. It's just putting a nail into a tree when you're camping, and then you could use the nail puller to pull it out, but you don't put the nail all the way in because these nail pullers aren't like super thin. This one's actually thinner than normal, I'll have to say. It gets pretty thin down there, but still pretty thick. You can't really get under a nail with this. Not unless you do some fidgeting and other stuff. There's some gunk on here. This is just how you get stuff in person. A lot of the, if you only have bought axes on eBay or online, a lot of the cleanup is done before you get it. You just might not be aware of it. Oh yeah, this is branded too, this handle. I just can't see what it says right here. Can I aim? I don't know if that's something too. Kind of looks like something. What do you guys think? Can you read that bad boy? Anyway, this is a really nice axe. I'm thinking it's probably a 3.5. They're almost all of these are 3.32s, so 3 2/4, so 3.5 pounds. Um, oh, you can see the rasp marks. It's always interesting to do a little bit of detective work, a little forensics, and see what kind of how this all came together. So this was not the original handle. Very doubtful. Um, very clean pole. Now, usually when you see these, you go, okay, that's like pretty new. They're pretty modern. There's a lot of sort of modern round lug plumbs, but it had so much patina on it, so much rust. It still has rust. I got to take off. I don't know if you could see. Yeah, you can see the brown color. Looks kind of funny like this, doesn't it? Anyway, that's pretty nice, isn't it? What do you think this bit is? Let's see. Yeah, it could be it could be 5.5 inches, 5.5 wide. I should have measured it. Maybe I'll put that in the description. But look, not a bad profile. This will be a good axe. Maybe it is a little heavier than 3.5. It feels a little heavier. Maybe it's a 3 3/4. I'll also put that in the description. I see nothing on the pole. Always check your poles, guys. Always check here. Always check the bottom of the pole right here. There might be something here. I've talked about this before, but I mean, there's always going to be new people watching this. And, you're always going to check here, here, here. Just the whole face of the axe. You want to really get accustomed to looking at that. But sometimes there's things where you just don't notice until later. So give it a once over before you really do anything to it. Like really rough wire wheel grinding, you really want to be careful, guys, because a faint stamp will go quick, and those 3 letters, they turn into 1 letter, like that, if you put pressure on them. Even with a wire wheel, a very soft wire wheel, you're doing the best you can, but sometimes you just got to avoid it. This is a nice axe. I'm actually excited to use this one, and it's unfortunate that this handle has this gap. Probably means that it won't fit on many axes correctly. Maybe I'll have to use like a boy's axe. It's kind of a short handle. Feels like a 29, maybe even shorter. Let's see. Yeah, that's what they say. They say you hold the axe all the way out, and if it goes to your armpit, that's how long your handle should be. Now that's just a generalization. Like, they're not really talking about what you're actually using it for. But anyway, 2 little Hammonds. Let's get you up close. This stamp isn't as good as this stamp. I don't know if you guys realize that. So when I first started buying axes and hatchets, I would buy worn stuff. I would buy stuff with the stamps that are barely there. I didn't really care. I was like, I finally get to have this cool manufacturer of axes, and I get to use it. I get to try it out. I mean, obviously, if it's a Black Raven, I'm not gonna. There's no reason for me to use it. I have plenty of axes, but I've never gotten a Black Raven, and I'm probably not gonna ever get one. It's not like to me, axes like that. They're not. It's like whatever. It's expensive. It's valuable. That's the value of a Black Raven. Other people want to buy it for a lot of money. Now, there's some axes that are valuable that I would love to get my hands on just to hold it. A lot of the times I'll just want to restore it, and I'll be okay with selling it or giving it to a friend if it's not like something I care about a lot. I just want to touch it. I just want to hold it in my hand like a Lincoln axe. I've talked about the rail splitter before, right? Lincoln was, he used to work on making fencing. And man, I would love a Lincoln axe. They weren't even made when he was alive. The guy was, I don't know if you heard about it, but Lincoln passed away from, I forget what happened. I forget what happened to Lincoln. What happened to Lincoln? Well, he must have jumped off of something, didn't he? The guy, I'll tell you what Lincoln hates, the theater. That guy hates the theater. He jumped right off the balcony, broke his legs right there, and you know, with how medicine was back then, they just couldn't save him. They tried to amputate his legs, and yeah, they just couldn't. And so that's why if you look at the Lincoln X, you'll see the two broken legs. You see his mangled legs. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lincoln. I'm so sorry. All right, well, that's about it for me. I don't want to. I feel weird about just standing in front of the camera. It's not even my face. Should I point it up a little? I do feel weird about that sometimes. I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to like talk. You're not supposed to look at my tits while I'm talking. So I guess this is a. We'll compromise, all right, guys. I don't like doing this. I don't like staring into the camera. It's weird. It's weird to stare. It's like looking at electronic eyes. I don't like you robot eyes. You creep me out. You fucking weirdos. A little bit of sweat. Anyway, that's all from me. I'm gonna take this handle off, and I'm gonna weigh this bad boy and measure it up. I'm very happy that I found this, cause you know, you always want to find a full size axe, but it's not always gonna happen. I could have found more too, but just didn't happen. Anyway, thanks guys.